I just shed a tear while sitting slow in the car. Don't drink it now that I won't think anymore. Don't blow my lungs and watch me fall on the floor. Tired all night and feel like shaking. Dashboard. Oh no, dummy lines like I'm a crash course. For sure, they've been scheming on my net worth. Of course, keep my cards under the table. Fuck off, hit you hard on the dashboard. Oh no, dummy lines like I'm a crash course. For sure, they've been scheming on my net worth. Of course, keep my cards under the table. Fuck off. When there's nothing left, I'll save my breath. My one regret is thinking that I never needed anyone. All my power living weight on my brain now. Straight $1 million for the pain now. I've been waiting for somebody I can talk to. Never found an open door I can walk through. I've been up 24/7 getting bands up. Why you acting so differently? You should back up. Yeah, they know the dome is scope so they don't act tough. Goofies out here showing teeth for lying back up. Spent 600 on some diamonds like an asshole. Hope they use my chains to hang me like a damn load. I've been out here playing season, watching roots grow. I've been living in the past, watching the trees blow. Oh no, dummy lines like I'm a crash course. For sure, they've been scheming on my net worth. Of course, keep my cards under the table. Fuck off, hit too hard on the dashboard. Oh no, dummy lines like I'm a crash course. For sure, they've been scheming on my net worth. Of course, keep my cards under the table. Fuck off, it's 600 on some diamonds like an asshole. Hope they use my chains to hang me like a damn rope. I've been out here playing season, watching roots grow. I've been living in the past, watching the streets blow.
Try running away. You seen it in my face. Whatever happens, keep it in my backhand. Broken screens and cracks and every word you said. So sit back and see my lungs get black and read it through these captions. Rather be with you instead. I could change but I don't know how. Out of range when you call, say something else. I already know this ain't no vacation, but don't turn away. I know it's not much, but I'm here to stay. You wanna say something, what's in the way? I just wanna hear you say my name. Whatever happens, keep it in my backhand. Broken screens and cracks and every word you said. So sit back and see my lungs get black and read it through these captions. Rather be with you instead. I can feel this clouding over my shoulder. Up outside and it's only getting colder. Never stay sad, can never stay sober. It's never too late, but we're always getting older. The summer's almost over.
I tell myself I won't miss it.
But I've been so tired, nothing helps me anymore. And it's been so hard getting past the shadows on my floor. And I can hear it calling my name. I can feel your blood running through my veins. Blame myself 'cause it's all my fault. One more time, it's almost over. 'Cause I've been so tired, nothing helps me anymore. And it's been so hard getting past the shadows on my floor. And I can hear it calling my name. I can feel your blood running through my veins. I tell myself we're not the same. When it's over, it's over. Fly first class, like call it good closure. Yeah, when it's over, that's it. I'm trying to put a piece where I know it don't fit. Stop trying, 'cause you're making it worse. I know it's hard right now, but you're making it worse. Stop lying, how you measure your worth. Yeah, scars healed up, but you're making them hurt. Start way too much and finish. It's still way too long, can this day? Too much caffeine, and still can't pay attention. Start way too much and finish. It's still way too long, can this day? Too much caffeine, and still can't pay attention. When it's over, it's over. Flying first class, like call it good closure. Yeah, when it's over, that's it. I'm trying to put a piece where I know it don't fit. Stop trying, 'cause you're making it worse. I know it's hard right now, but you're making it worse. Stop lying, how you measure your worth. Yeah, scars healed up, but you're making them hurt. 'Cause I've been so tired, nothing helps me anymore. And it's been so hard getting past the shadows on my floor. I can hear it call my name, I can feel your blood running through my veins. But in the end, it's all the same. Boy, I've been so tired. And it's been so
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, chat? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, no.
What's
I've
up,
always wanted to be
Discord?
involved.
What's up, Discord? What's going on, everybody? You guys hear me
Yo.
okay?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yo, guys. Welcome to episode number 20 of Spooky Sunday. Hope everybody's having an amazing day, dude. I'm really excited, dude. I've been looking forward to this all week long, bro. We got an awesome special guest going today, guys. As you already know, Anxiety Attacks.
I should probably hop in here.
I just want to give a little love to some of the homies in the chat. We got Phantoms, Yami, Brutal, Cloudy, Moon.
Here. Should I turn it sideways?
That looks really good, brother. That looks really good.
Alright.
Haley, Splash, Full of Regret. Roshi's in the chat. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having an awesome day, man. I'm really excited to hang out with the homie Alec, aka Anxiety Attacks, as he's better known as. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing fine. How we doing?
I'm doing great, dude. I've been looking forward to hanging out with you, man. And I just really want to say thank you again for taking the time out of your day. And I appreciate you for giving us a little bit of your energy. And I'm just really looking forward to kind of talking to you a little bit and going over your music and watching some of your videos and just kind of hearing a little bit more about you that maybe people don't know yet.
Yeah, appreciate you hitting me up, bro. I really fuck with what you're doing. I like someone's got to hold the underground down, you know?
Thank you, man. I really do have a passion for the underground music specifically. I think that there's a lot of amazing, super incredible artists. You know, you're one of them. You're the 20th artist that I've had on here, and well, I guess you would include videographers and YouTubers as well, but not just musicians. But I love your music, man. You've worked with some also really great, talented artists, and yeah, man, you've definitely been making waves. And my Discord community was really hyped to hear that you were going to be on here tonight. So thank you, bro. Gray
Yeah,
Banks,
no, I'm excited.
Gray Banks in the chat. We got Fatsy in the chat. Haley, Cloudy, welcome, guys. Hope you guys are all having an awesome day, man. I'm really excited, dude. We're playing some of your music right now. Anxiety Attacks in the background as we're kind of just chilling, hanging out. We've had to miss a couple episodes of Spooky Sunday recently, and this is a huge to me. This is a huge day for me because I'm a huge fan of your music. I was going over all your videos and I was like, wow, man. I mean, you are really amazing, man. And I'm wondering how did you get started in music?
Started out playing guitar, really. I don't know. When I was a kid, I I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, like, when they were little kids, they, like, took piano lessons and then, like, dropped out type shit, so that's, like, what I did. But then I, later on, started playing guitar, and then, I don't know, through, like, high school, I kind of mostly was just, like, playing guitar and just, like, learning songs that I liked, and I had, like, a little, like, bedroom garage type band. We would, like, kind of jam around and mostly wrote, like, riffs and stuff, but, like, never really made any songs. But then, I don't know, I was probably, like, 2018 or I guess like 2016 that I like actually started like really writing stuff and like trying to actually make songs and stuff. And then yeah, probably by like 2018 I was like dropping songs and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Really started as a guitarist and then just kept having melody ideas and different stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I don't really see myself as like a singer, but I'm like, you know, I can like sing the ideas that I write type shit. So I try.
I'm really glad that you did sing because I feel like we'd all be missing out on something amazing if you never put your vocals down on the mic. I mean, you have such a great voice, dude. And I think that a lot of times when you are a guitarist, I mean, I grew up playing guitar and I was in punk bands and stuff like that myself. But you have like the idea in your head, like how the vocals should be, you know, and sometimes.
Right.
And sometimes nobody else can see that vision except you, you know. And as a guitarist, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, when I was in high school, we were trying to put a band together, and like we went through like 4 or 5 different singers, and just never like nothing ever locked in. I was like, bro, like, I mean, shit, bro, you know. Sometimes you just gotta do it yourself.
Gotta take matters into your own hands. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna be playing your music on in the background from Spotify. We may get a copyright strike or two, but I'm not really too worried about it. I've had to fight them, and I'm pretty much undefeated in that case. So. Like,
bro, I keep trying to figure out a way that I can just, cause like, I don't know, bro. Cause I get my shit taken down when I put my own songs on there. I'm like, bro, like, I own the whole thing. So I'm like, there has to be a way I could like tell them not to copyright strike my stuff, bro. It's, like,
yeah, they
so
pretty
annoying.
much, yeah, it's like an automatic thing, which sucks. But the nice thing about it is if you go and you fight it or whatever the word is for it, you can usually get it figured out pretty easily. You know,
Yeah.
I just add a little comment that says, I'm with the artist that owns the copyright on video. You need to release that copyright. Then they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
grow
there's
up?
nothing from my catalog you could play that I don't own the copyright for. So.
Love that. Are you so you're in California right now, right?
Yeah.
Did you grow
LA.
up there?
I grew up in Indiana, so Midwest.
Yeah.
And then I moved out here in like 2016. So.
You moved out there in 2016. That's cool. How big of a difference was it from the Midwest? Because I'm from Minneapolis myself, which is, you know, it's 2 cities. It's a little bit bigger. It's not really in the middle of nowhere, I would say. But
Yeah.
but you know, LA is obviously quite a different story.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like completely different. Especially, I don't know what the music scene is like in Minneapolis, but in Indianapolis, like there are some really talented musicians, but it's like the sense of like community or like the music scene itself is like, I don't know. It just never was very supportive, and none of the people or bands that I knew from back in Indy like really got, you know, I don't know. It's like people don't really want to collab or like put on for each other or anything, it seems like. So I really do like some of the artists that are, you know, from there, but it's like, it's hard to find a sense of community or like whatever. And I had a group of guys I was making music with. We all moved out to LA together. But it's like, I don't know, once I got to LA, it's like I actually found a music scene that was like really looking for new stuff and like really accepting of new stuff, and like people really wanting to work together and really wanting to make cool stuff and just kind of try new stuff together. So, and like actually lift each other up. So, I mean, there's a lot of like, obviously like hating and bullshit and stuff in LA too, but it's like, I don't know, there's like, what, like 12 million people here. So it's like, I don't know. When I was in Indiana, I was like, kind of felt like I was on an island culturally, and like, you know, it's just hard to get tapped into any scene from out there. At least for me it was. So it's like when I came out here, I instantly locked in with a lot of really cool musicians. I mean, that's where I met, like I lived with Fatsy and, you know, some of these guys, Chris Freeman, and, you know, some of the, I just really got locked in with some of the homies once I got to LA, which I never would have met them if I was in Indy. So it's like, for me, it was definitely worth it. But
Yeah, the circle that you're kind of just talking about right now, I would say Spatsy and 93 specifically are 2 of the other artists that I would say are that have had a really, you three have had a really big impact on specifically our kind of little small community online. And it really is interesting to see, you know, you talk about kind of like Indiana not really having like a certain place. And it's weird because you can find like your own community online at the same time, but then there is also an importance and you know, a level to being able to like physically like perform in front of people and to like create new connections in that way, where you might not have that opportunity in some places. You know, like the type of music that you guys make might not be as like as on the top of the list in certain areas of the country, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. And I mean, again, yeah, like even when you can look at like your Spotify statistics and stuff, and it's like LA is always at the top of my list. And I know there's like a lot more people here, but like you were saying, like the scene, like the fans of the scene exist out here a lot heavier, I think, than like where I'm from. It was like this small town in Indiana type shit. So it's like, it definitely, yeah, I kind of found that to be true for sure, but.
Awesome, man. I'm just gonna say what's up to some people in the chat while we're hanging out listening to your music. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Brick Graybank and Twisted, Yammy, Phantoms, Vic, Fatsy, Splash, Haley, Veros here. Love to see it, man. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with us and showing some love and support to Anxiety and Tax. This is seriously one of my favorite artists in the underground right now. Like him and Fatsy and 93 are like constantly evolving and changing. I was just on stream playing some games and listening to 93's new project, and it's absolutely insanely beautiful. But everybody that's pulling up and hanging out with me and Anxiety Attacks tonight, you guys are just goats. You guys are absolutely amazing. Appreciate every single one of you. As far as everybody in the Discord that's hanging out with us as well, you guys are welcome to pop in and kind of be part of the conversation if you have like a thought or anything like that. As long as we're doing a good job, which we always do, about not talking over each other, it usually works out really awesome. So if you guys have anything that you want to add to the conversation or ask either in chat or in the Discord, you guys are more than welcome. If you guys have any questions that you want me to ask Alec or Anxiety Attacks or anything about anything at all, just make sure you throw it in the chat so I can ask them. But we're just hanging out today. We're probably going to be streaming for a little bit here. We're going to listen to some more music and then probably check out some of your videos if that's cool.
Yeah.
I got your YouTube channel pulled up, and yeah, I think that's going to be really dope too.
Yeah.
So thanks Jordy and Matt, Jimbo, Bleached, Goth Angel, Moon, and Twisted for all hanging out in the Discord with us, guys. I appreciate you guys. We're making history here. You know, this is something special. I think this is your first. You said this is your first kind of like live interview.
I've done like 1 or 2 like short written ones where they ask a few questions about like a song or a release, but yeah, I haven't done any where I just sit and talk about music or like myself or my career or anything with someone. So yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I don't even like to think of it necessarily as an interview, even though it does tend to kind of follow that line. But like we could talk about anything really, you know, anything that you have interested in. Like when you were growing up, did you skate or anything like that?
Nah, I kind of like barely dabbled for like 2 seconds, but nah, all my homies skated and I was just out there playing guitar, man. I was just
you were bringing
that's like
the
because
vibes.
everyone who skated in my town also played guitar, so I was like all my friends skated, but I just never really did. But
So how did you and
Yeah.
Fats, you said you live with Fatsy, so how did you two link? Like what's the story behind that?
shit, man, it was like I don't even know what year. It was probably like 2017 or 2018 or something. I ended up getting linked with 93 over like SoundCloud. Because I think he hit me up when I dropped like in 20. It was like the very first thing I ever dropped under Anxiety Attacks. It was that About a Girl EP. And anyway, I dropped that shit and started kind of like pushing it. And then I think 93 had like kind of just DM'd me about that. And we just started talking, and I was like, checked out his music and was like, yo, this dude is like lit like fire. Because I don't know, usually you get DM on SoundCloud and it's just some dude. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, let me check his music. I was like, yo, this dude's like real nice. And so we ended up just like, I was like, where you at? He was like, LA. And I was like, oh shit, me too. That's the other reason I moved to LA. Because I was like, everyone you meet is always either visiting LA or in LA. So I'm like when I met, you know, Fatsy and 93 and the guys, it's like, where you guys at? They're like, oh, we live in Hollywood. I was like, oh shit, me too. Okay, so like, I'll pull up on you. So like, ended up doing that, and then I think they were like living together at the time, or at least like we were always hanging out together. But and then yeah, that's the three of us just started kicking it from there. But yeah, now me and Charlie living in the same crib together. But
Yeah, it's so cool that you can just meet random, amazingly talented people online that will, like, when you meet them or you start talking to them and you start working with them, it changes both of your lives, you know, in the best
yeah.
way.
And it's cool because like even before I had met them, like all my music homies, like the people that moved out to LA with me in the first place, they were all like people I just really met on SoundCloud or met through music and stuff. And I was like, when I see SoundCloud now kind of like dying down a little bit, you know, it's like with like as how much people use it and like the traffic it gets and stuff. It's like it is kind of like sad because I'm like that is like where I met like all my homies. And it's like Spotify is also dope, but it doesn't have that like social media built into it. Like SoundCloud, I can like send you a DM type shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like if you find a cool artist, you find a song you like, save it to your likes, and then you instantly can just message that artist and be like, yo, blah blah blah, whatever. And that's how I just ended up meeting all my best friends and like people that just like long, you know, lasting friendships and shit off there. But I'm like, you know, I do. It does suck to see SoundCloud kind of dying that way. I mean, I know other like platforms are kind of like picking up too, but it's like that is like, yeah, SoundCloud's been pretty cool the way it like has put musicians together for from the jump, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the SoundCloud era changed many lives, you know. I mean, without it, there would be like obviously no Lil Peeps and no Juice WRLDs, and you know,
yeah, 100%.
And they had a huge impact on culture and just music in general, and you know, it's just absolutely incredible to see like, because I grew up in the 90s, you know, I'm a little bit older, and there was a time when, you know, growing up, there was no opportunities like that, you know, like you had to have pretty good money to go to a studio and record to have something decent made, you know. And
no, for sure.
And I got into producing just through making music for video games, like Fruity Loops in the old days, you know, before it was made for even rap music. And that's kind of like the beginning of the thing that changed everything for a lot of people, a lot of musicians and artists that are that have like a dream or that want to just do something on their own, or that, you know, like all the technology is kind of like a double-edged sword in a way, you know, like there's so much good that goes with it, but then there's also like an equal amount of bad almost that goes with it.
Yeah.
But
no, that's true.
I'm actually interested to see what like the next kind of platforms are going to be that are really going to be the most impactful going forward, you know, over the next 5 or 10 years, because like you said, SoundCloud doesn't have like its hold that it used to, and I feel like even
that are like taking its place, like I said, like I mean Spotify is the obvious one, but it's like it's just more of like an official music platform. So it's not like, I don't know, that kind of sense of like underground community isn't quite the same on Spotify, but it's like then other platforms like TikTok are more like video and like visual based stuff. So it's like, it is like, yeah, the landscape's like definitely different. And I'm like, I always try to stay tapped in with, you know, whatever is like coming out, but it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's fun keeping up with it. It's just like, it's work. You got to stay on top of it. But
yeah, definitely. I always keep an eye out for anything new like that. And because like for example, Kick.com is starting to make some waves in the streaming community just because.
That's why you started streaming. Yeah.
Yeah, so I started streaming gaming stuff over there because it's like a smaller pool almost. You know, there's less people doing everything there than Twitch. You know. And and I don't know. I guess I'm just always on the lookout for a new place to build communities, especially when you're seeing like all the major platforms kind of dying over time. Like Facebook has fallen off a lot, and Instagram has followed that, and now more recently Twitter is starting to, in my opinion, starting to hurt themselves more than help themselves.
Bro, Twitter's going down the drain, bro. That sucks too, because Twitter's like my favorite one. Like
it was always been my favorite.
It's just like not based on any one medium. Like you can post pictures, videos, but like you can just blurt out any fucking thought you have. Like that's my thing. Is like I'll go through phases where I'm just go on these like manic tweet sprees where I'm just like blasting out like every single thought I have for like a whole day, and I love it. Honestly, it's like fun to just like vent every thought on Twitter. But it's like, yeah, dude, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Twitter. Honestly, it keeps like. I think it's gonna go away, and then it's like very resilient. The people like Twitter, man. They don't want it to die. But
what really makes it so special to me is the fact that first it's so simple. Like the concept of it is really, really, really basic. And then the next thing that's so special about it is you don't need to DM somebody to like message them. All you have to do is at them, and you could at like anybody. You could at Drake, and he would probably see it. You know what I'm saying? Like. There's so many people that you could add that are just like readily, easily, publicly, just right in their face, like I'm gonna send you a message or something, you know, and that isn't really a thing anywhere else. Anywhere else you have to send like a private DM, and that extra step is kind of weird. It's almost like an invasion of privacy then at that point, and then it's like more spammy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's just something about Twitter's like simplicity and like the ability to just instantly reach certain people that's just so special. Yeah,
just open forum for literally everyone.
I mean, you are somebody that I connected through Twitter with, and many others. I mean, I've been building a community there for a long time, and I really do hope the best. But you know, we shall see. But it is interesting to hear about your experience with SoundCloud because like. Without it, you would never. You wouldn't be where you are. You know, you wouldn't be roommates with Fatsy or making music with 93 or, you know, like it's hard to say. You know.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I honestly like. I was like kind of producing and making beats, and I really started out engineering, like mixing and like recording for people. That was kind of like what I was doing at first. But it's like I definitely never would have found my voice as like an artist without SoundCloud, because I just kind of started uploading like random little songs I would make, and then I delete them and then upload. And that was the other thing too. You could just upload and delete. You can like if you finish a song, you could upload it like the same day. Like we'd finish a song and be like, this shit's so hard, and then upload it like right away because we were just so lit about it. And it's like you can't even do that on Spotify even if you wanted to. No. It's like 2 days delay, you know. But it's like so again, yeah. When I was really like coming up, like learning how to write songs and shit, like. Just throwing stuff at the wall on SoundCloud and seeing what stuck was like the fun part. And then it was like, I kind of dialed in eventually. I was like, oh, like the rock, like the kind of like alternative stuff is like more me. Like it like feels easier and like more natural for me to write that stuff. So then that's how I got to Anxiety Text. And I was like, okay, fine. Like that's what I'll do now. Now I need a name for that type of project and then whatever. And so then I started going from there. But yeah, literally like SoundCloud's what got me there. That was like the tool, the platform that I used to like figure out my music, you know what I mean? But
so how did you come up with the name Anxiety Attacks? Like I think that's a really unique name, honestly.
Yeah, I was so when I first moved to LA, again, I'm like from a small town in Indiana, and I'd never been to California, never been to LA, never been like I had been places like New York and stuff, but I'd never been to LA. But anyway, I came out to LA. Originally was doing like an internship, which just turned out to just not be what it, I thought it was going to be or whatever. And that kind of just didn't turn out the way I thought. And then I ended up having to get a job, and then that didn't turn out to be what I thought. And then like, there were a couple things just in life that went on, and I didn't have any friends or family out here yet for like the first year. I just moved out here like solo. So I was just like by myself living in Airbnbs for a few months. And then like, eventually got like this tiny little 250 square foot apartment in Hollywood where I was like paying like $1,200, 11. Bro, it was 270 square feet, but it was like I was paying $1,100 a month for it, and it was like I didn't have a fridge, like an oven or anything. And it was really like, I was scraping by. But anyway, like, all that was going on, and I like had no friends and family out here. So at the time, I was like really going through it. And that's like really when I had like the first encounter with like real mental health issues. Like I've, kind of had stuff in the past, but like this was like where I really had like, oh, this is like an actual panic attack. Like I like can't breathe and my vision's blurry and I feel like I'm gonna pass out, that kind of thing. And then like there were times, I'd start having like this depressive spells and stuff. So anyway, it's like obviously you move to a new city, shit gets hard, and like I was going through it. But anyway, that was like kind of I at the time that I like first started making this stuff, I was like really experiencing my first like anxiety attacks that I'd ever had, and it was like really throwing me off. And then so anyway, I was just kind of like looking for an outlet for some of that stuff. I started making songs about it and stuff, and at the time I was like kind of using different like substances or whatever to kind of like deal with it. And so I'd write songs about certain stuff or whatever about that. And then so I was like, all right, let me like pick a name. Like to me that name kind of like made the term like because I would be like, I'm having an anxiety attack or whatever, but it's like kind of made the term feel less like serious, because it was like, oh, that's just the fun name I used to make music, you know what I mean? It's like not that big a deal type shit. So it's like it kind of like, I don't know, kind of like regained power over the concept of what I was going through.
I love that though.
And then but for me, I also like I just wanted to like notate it a certain way that wasn't just like the two words. So I was like, oh, let me throw. I was a bit low key. I was a big Christopher Drew fan back in the day. So like Never Shout Never, Eat Me While I'm Hot, both had exclamation points at the end. So I was like, fuck it, bro. Definitely exclamation point, makes it look way cooler.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
That's why I did that. But yeah.
I love that. I think that it's interesting that, it's like the hard things that you go through are kind of like what makes the greatness out of you. It brings the greatness out of you in a way. And if you weren't having those anxiety attacks or struggling or anything like that, you wouldn't have thought of that name, and you wouldn't have found like, this creative branding or whatever, or whatever you'd want to call it. But I love it.
And even some of the songs I was making early on, like obviously I was talking about, a lot of the stuff I was going through at certain times. So it's like, it definitely kind of like just an outlet to get those feelings off. But yeah, cool.
Yemi asked, who would win in a fight, you, Fatsy, or 93?
Like a physical fight?
That's the question. I don't know. You guys seem really nice.
I'm gonna come out and say it is I will win. I will win. Yeah, for sure.
Do you guys?
I love those guys. I would win those.
It would be like a complimental fight, maybe like the rap battle of compliments.
It would, yeah. Honestly, I can't imagine like inflicting harm on either one of them. They're like literally two of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. So like I would never. Maybe I'd lose because I don't have it in me to hit either one of them, bro.
Vic was also wondering if you guys have any plans to tour or anything like that. You guys would make a crazy lineup for like a tour.
Yeah, there's a group of people. Just because we're still locking in stuff right now, I don't want to say like all the details, but there is a group of people I'm kind of talking about setting up a tour with right now for the summer. And yeah, that's really, I don't know, until we have things locked in, I don't want to say too much about it. But
yeah, of course.
Yeah, there is definitely like we're working on a tour for this summer with like me and then like a few artists that I'm homies with, and then
love that.
Yeah, and then hopefully some shows, other like one-off shows, and out in like California we can do some of that. But yeah, definitely working on a little tour right now. So I'll once I know more I can post about that and I'll announce it. But
yeah, and I will share it, bro. I mean, it's been a couple difficult years for touring and for shows and stuff like that. So,
I know people like looks like still kind of bouncing back, or at least some of the venues are from all that. But it is getting a little bit more back to normal, I guess. But
yeah, and I feel like touring and is like a huge way to like get a little bit closer to your fans, and I think that's like what I try to bring with like Spooky Sunday. Is just kind of like a more like real, maybe like a feeling of a meet and greet, or you're not just like somebody behind an account on the internet. You're actually a human being, and it's not just like a mysterious figure in the background. But I try to make it a little bit more personal, so that people can kind of get a little bit more of a vibe about you and like get to know you a little bit better. And I think that really helps like establish like a really strong fan base, in the long run. And I think that touring is a lot like that too, where they might be a fan of you, but then when they go and see you on tour or they go to see a show, and then they shake your hand and get a picture with you after the show, and then they're walking out with the Anxiety Attacks merch, which we will pull up, by the way. Make sure you guys chat and remind me to pull up the merch so I can show your website too before we end the stream today. But I think that's all like really important, you know, and having merch and stuff like that is a really awesome way to like support your favorite artists too. And getting it out in front of their eyes, like at a show or something like that, is like one of the best ways to sell it. You know, it's a little bit easier when they can see it and they're like, yeah, this is yours right now. You don't have to worry about shipping. You don't have to worry about this or that. You know, all you have to do is get it right now and you can wear it.
Plus, when I've been at shows, I always like I still, there's shirts that I'll wear them thin down to like where there's like fucking holes in them and stuff. But it's like because I got it at the show and I'm like, damn, I remember that show that I went to. It's like
a memento.
It's like, I could order it online, but the one that I got at the show to me always means more. So it's like I like from the other side too. Even as a fan, I've always loved like leaving the show with something from the show.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, I know like what you were just describing about just like the kind of like actual like getting FaceTime with like, you know, supporters and fans and stuff. It's like I really like doing like I don't like stream really, which I definitely I just got like OBS to like maybe do some like streams on some stuff, but
nice.
I've done like, you know, IG live and stuff, and it's like I always and the same thing with like the live shows. It's like that's like low-key one of my favorite parts about making music is that like to me, like again, like I've kind of been making music even while I was figuring out my sound. I would just post a song and it would get like me and then my mom and like 2 of my friends would listen to it. So it's like I'll be making music even if no one was listening, but it's like getting to post it and then like interact with the people who do fuck with it and it does like resonate with is like always super cool because like you were saying like at the shows, you know, it's like you see people come out, you get real FaceTime with them, literally shake their hand and talk to them, whatever, give them a hug, like then you see them at the next show or you see them at a different show and it's like you start to like see familiar faces. And it's the same thing on Twitter and like in my Discord. It's like you see the same people pop up and now it's like I almost feel like I'm like kind of homies with these people because it's like they actually care about something that I'm doing and that means a lot to me. And so it's like, you know, I don't know. It's like getting to talk to them on live streams or on like at shows and stuff to me is like super rewarding. Like I love talking to them because it's always like the coolest people too, which is like, it's really good to see that like the community that like is drawn to like what I'm doing and like my music and stuff is so like positive and supportive. And like I haven't had anyone that's like a hater or like a, you know, just being like rude or mean or like, you know, any of the like bigot bullshit. It's like there's none of that. Like I've never into that. So it's like it's always like it's good to see that that's what it's attracting. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And I think a huge part of that is like who you are as an artist and the energy that you put out. You know, that attracts your audience. You know, like you're gonna have a far different fan base than, you know, Tekashi 6ix9ine did. You know, just by like the type of content. I'm just saying, using it as an easy example.
No, for sure. That's like,
you know,
the type,
if you're putting out like controversial takes or, you know, doing things strictly for attention and not necessarily, you know, just putting out a good vibe, that changes your audience quite a bit.
Yeah, no, it is. And that's kind of what I try. Yeah, I'm like, I don't try to, because I don't know, you can like curate an image as an artist and be a certain way. And I mean, some people do the like mysterious artist thing and some people do the cool guy, whatever, fashion thing. But I don't know. To me, it's like, I don't feel like whoever, it's like if I'm pretending to be any type of way, I'm going to attract some weird group of like fans that I don't identify with really. So I'm like, I try to just post as I am and like write songs as I am. And then it's like the people that, like you said, it's like that kind of like dictates who is attracted to it. And it's like, okay, well, it's good to see that it's attracting like good people. So shout out all the people that do listen and support.
Shout out every single person that has ever supported Anxiety Attacks. You guys are absolute legends.
Number one.
You guys are amazing. And I just want to say thank you again, Alec, Anxiety Attacks, for hanging out today and giving us some of your time and your energy. I appreciate that. And thank you to everybody in the chat that's showing some love to him. I'm gonna make sure that that I put some of your links too in the description of this video too once it's over, so that we can direct people to your Discord and your Twitter and stuff like that too. So I really do. I really appreciate you, man. The world needs artists like you and 93 and Fatsy. You guys are a lot more inspiring than you probably think. You know, like it's easy to just kind of be in the routines of just waking up, making cool music and stuff like that, and putting it out. But you guys have made such a big impact on the scene, and there's so many people that are inspired by you. You know, there's people that are here specifically for you right now that I don't recognize their name. So I just want to say, like, you guys are absolutely awesome, and I'm just really grateful for you, man. And I know everybody here in the chat is too.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I mean, again, it's one of those where I'm like, I'd be doing it, I was doing it before anyone was listening, and I'll be doing it long after people stop listening. But it's like, while it's like, it is cool. I appreciate you and like the people in the chat showing love and like, letting us know that it's had an impact, because it is cool to see. And it's good to see. I mean, it's good to have people like you again, like in the underground. Because I mean, there are people like shit. I mean, there's entire platforms that do interviews and give artists time to kind of talk and stuff. And it's like, they're, not, it's like, I don't know. It's good to have people like you with like good positive energy, holding it down for the underground, like giving, just spending time with artists and stuff. Because it's like, I feel like there used to be a lot more of that during like the blog era, where people would like kind of like tap in with like musicians and other creatives in the underground, but it's like it is less and less, I feel like, lately. So it's good to see people like you still holding it up.
Yeah, thank you, man. A couple people do come to my mind that were doing more of this kind of thing beforehand and that are focusing on other things, not that it's good or bad, but Patrick CC is one of those dudes that was like really into underground music. You would see him like with Shinigami and doing like random things.
No, he's always about the underground, and
now he seems to be making more content about bigger names and he's really successful on YouTube. His channel's blown up. But then there's also like No Jumper. No Jumper seemed to be an underground platform for a while, and now they seem to be like a news outlet or a news media company or something.
Tabloid.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I can't.
Yeah, not really sure what they do there anymore.
It's supposed to be anymore, bro.
But I'm just happy to it's just a passion of mine to be able to connect with other people, meet different people, hopefully inspire. I think that art is really important for a lot of people. Like for me, for example, if I didn't make art, I would be a much more anxious and depressed person. It really does help me mentally quite a bit. And I know for a fact that there's artists like you and the homies that you work with that had led to certain people picking up a guitar for the first time, or pulling up Fruity Loops for the first time,
really cool.
or something like that. And I think that if we just keep doing our job of creating and staying true to ourselves, then we're just going to keep inspiring and really just help a lot of people. And even if it's not like a million people, it's still, every single person matters. If you can change one person's life, that's an incredible feat right there.
No, 100%. It is. And that's why, I mean, I like making music as like an artist, but I like producing and mixing for people, even if it's like artists that I wouldn't be like hopping on songs with or anything. It's like I've worked with a lot of artists at the beginning of their career as like an engineer or producer, and it's just like you were saying, it's just really cool to like help push the next the next person who's trying to also make music and just like contribute in some way. So it's like I do definitely, I mean, like I'll always be writing music, I'll never stop, but it's like I definitely the older I get, the more I'm gonna want to get into like producing and engineering and just really like picking up like talent that I see that I want to put on for, and like kind of do that. I really want to like actively like physically give back to the music scene in some way the more I get into it, you know what I mean? But,
and I don't mean to cut you off, but we're playing Dreaming right now. It's one of your more recent songs. I'm going to start it over and I'm going to turn it up just a tad, because this song is actually one of the reasons why you and I are kind of connected today. I think I reached out to you originally because my friend came across this song and he was like, have you heard this before? This is so good. And I hadn't heard it yet because it just dropped. He found it before, I don't know how he found it so quick, but he hadn't heard of you before. And Spotify somehow showed him this song. And he was like, this song is so good. And he messaged me just knowing that I'm really into like underground music and stuff like that. Yeah. And he was like, check this song out. And it was Dreaming by you. And I sent you a message on Twitter, and I think I said like, hey, my friend just found one, just discovered you, and sent me a message and was saying how much he liked you. And I think that's really dang cool, bro.
No, it is. That's super cool. Shout out your friend for sending the link. And hey, bro, if y'all in the chat ever want to support your artists, like just send a link to their song to one of your friends and be like, yo, you might like this song. Like that shit makes a big difference. If you get like one new person who fucks with your song music and streams it a little bit, it's like makes it, it costs nothing, and it's like a good way to put on for artists you like. So.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Dev W for Spooky Sunday. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you hanging out. Vibe said, love you, anxiety attacks.
I love y'all too.
Haley said, this is the first time I've heard Anxiety Attacks, and God, the dude sounds amazing. Well, I appreciate for being here and showing love. That's awesome. I hope that you are able to go through his Spotify, hit that follow, and discover even more amazing music, because it's definitely in there.
Yeah.
You've been dropping music under the name for since 2017, I think, right?
Yeah, it was like the end of 2017, like in beginning of 2018. I started dropping. Yeah.
Empathy said, love you, Alec. Thank you for your piece in my life, and for your music and how it illustrates your life for us all. Haley said, I've been listening for a minute, even got a CD. That's dope.
Yeah.
Maximus said,
try to make projects that I have.
Maximus said, love this man's vibes. Hellraiser said, wouldn't have picked up guitar again without the music scene being there. Haley said, consider me a new Anxiety Attacks fan. Let's go, baby. Let's put some W's in the chat, baby. Let's go.
W for Sunday.
Hive Mind is cool. Yeah, Hive Mind is very dope. I don't remember what song we were playing, Haley, but she said, I love this song. One of the songs we were playing. Yam, you three have been helping me through a rough breakup. I'm assuming he's talking about you, 93, and Patsy.
That's the gang.
Patsy says, oh my God, who is this guy Anxiety, man? We don't know.
We're figuring it out right now.
We're learning right now. Maximus was wondering what your hoodie says.
The hoodie says Sofubi. That's 93's album from like a few years ago. That was the one with, I don't know if you know the song Self Confidence that me and 93 had together. That was the one that album was on. Or that's the album that song was on. But yeah.
Yeah.
My whole closet
Go ahead.
is just my friends' merch and like my friends' clothing brands. I have like four or five like normal shirts, and then everything else is just my homies' merch and clothing brands.
I love that so much, though. I think that if everybody thought like that, it would be an amazing world, just support your friends. And there's a lot of attention that gets put on like luxury brands like Balenciaga and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's just almost
bro, there's a time and place where that shit is hard, but it's like, I don't know, to me it's like anyone with money can go in and buy a fucking this or that. And I'm like, if you got the 93 hoodie or like the Fatsy hoodie, like you gotta know, that means you're like tapped in. To me, I'm like, it's like rarer and cooler. So I'm like, when I got my homies merch and I think it looks cool, I'm like, of course that's all I'm gonna wear. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying, though. I think like the rareness to like supporting a small artist that's actually really dope is so much cooler than putting another $600 into a billionaire's pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because literally one can walk in and buy that shirt, but it's like,
Yeah. And it does cut out like the people that can't afford it, which kind of sucks too, like having like
right.
a money limit to things is just kind of lame. It's cool. It's cool that anybody could buy a fat t-shirt or a Anxiety Attacks t-shirt.
Yeah, and that's why I am with like my music too. It's like, obviously like that's how I support myself and I live by making music, but it's like I'm always still gonna put it on SoundCloud for free because I don't want people to not be able to listen to my music because I don't have a Spotify premium subscription. It's like you can still listen to it. I don't know. I'm definitely a fan of like making shit accessible. I mean, I'd rather have I don't know. I'd rather have just everyone have a chance to hear it than to box out everyone and be like, only the people who are gonna like advance me financially are gonna get to. I don't know. That shit's stupid.
Brutal said, my wardrobe is all merch and anime wear. Haley's Mork said,
I got my Goku socks on right now, bro.
What are some of your favorite animes of all time? Dragon Ball Z up there? That was what I grew up with.
It's up there. That was like one of the, I think that's pretty common. That was like one of the first ones I ever watched as a kid because it was on like Toonami and stuff all the time.
Ooh,
so like
those were the days. Coming home from school and
Toonami
watching
put me on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But Naruto. All right, so Naruto is probably my favorite one. I've rewatched it like 100 times. I'm just like, I'm such a diehard. Like I read all the fucking extra data books and all the extra, like I'm like a real nerd for Naruto shit. But
I love that.
So I'm like real diehard for Naruto.
Naruto's so creative.
It is, and to me, it's about like the thing I love the most is how like strong the emotions are in some of the scenes. I'm like the way they convey some of the emotions and the messages is just like so impactful. But Plus the fight scenes are crazy, but I'm a big Hunter x Hunter fan, and I actually just recently caught up with One Piece, and now that I've seen it, One Piece might be like my number 2 low key.
I have not seen One Piece, but it is really damn good. It is really damn good.
Bro, it's like, I started out being like, there's no way it's gonna be as good as like Naruto or whatever, but I'm like caught up now, and I'm like, bro, it like might be my favorite one, or like at least my second favorite, but like it's so good.
There's some really creative stuff in that too, like with the devil fruit and all the different characters that you see, and
the character design piece is nuts, bro. They go like, it's like in a lot of other anime like Dragon Ball, it's like a lot of the characters kind of have similar builds or whatever. One Piece, they're just like, they just draw whatever, bro. I love it.
Yeah, it's very dope, bro. Vibebox said Agoraphobia from 93 is so dope. Jazzy said I have the OG 93 split shirt back in 2018. Jazzy's for sure been a huge 93 supporter for a long time, and I guarantee the same for you and Patsy. Maximus said Goku socks for the win. Splash said damn, bro is flexible as fuck.
Bro, got the Dragon Ball swag.
Haley said, I get pretty bad anxiety attacks sometimes, but anxiety attacks music gives me the opposite of an anxiety attack. It makes me feel good. And you know what? That's kind of what we were talking about, is like you were like taking the hard part of your life and making it part of you. And it's like almost like I'm not going to fear it anymore because I'm going to own it now.
Right. It's like it kind of seems less of a thing when I'm like, oh, like now when I say anxiety attacks, I just think of my music project. Like I don't think of having any.
And it's funny because
so I'm like, okay, about the music I make, like, you know.
Yeah, and it's funny because if somebody saw your name, they wouldn't think of music if they didn't know you or know of music or anything. You know, it would just be. I don't know. It's an interesting name. I really like it a lot. It's very creative.
Yeah, I tried to also, like, I wanted it to be kind of like a band name instead of like an artist name, almost. Like I wanted it to, like, when you think of like a, because my first project, if you listen to it, was all like kind of live drum VSD, but it was like live drum sounds and like bass, guitar, and drums, and it wasn't a lot of like the trap drums or like electronic production. So I kind of was like, yeah, I wanted it, like, at first I was like, at first listening, like I wanted to think it's a band type shit, but then
I love
it's just
that.
me.
It definitely does sound like a band name though, you know. It doesn't sound like an individual when you think of it. But
yeah.
But that's kind of cool though. I love the uniqueness in that. But you remember on Toonami, do you remember like Trigun or Big O, or I'm trying to think of.
I never watched it. I remember being on there. I remember they played Gundam and like fucking Yu Yu Hakusho, like
do you remember Tenchi Muyo?
I think I watched that one.
Oh man, I feel like sometimes I'm like in a different zone because I bring that up to people and they're like, I don't remember that either. And I'm like, I don't know if that.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was just this like dude that lived with all these girls and it was like really weird, but yeah, it was called Tenchi Muyo.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember Toonami was what got me. I mean, it's what, like, I didn't know what anime was even when I was watching it. I just thought it was like some different type of cartoon style. Then I later learned it's like this whole like anime is its own thing, but it's like as a kid I was like, Toonami put me on, bro.
It's because like anime I feel like doesn't translate well to like live remakes. You know, like you can't really take an anime and make it into a live action movie. It doesn't work. And you can do it,
like, bro, scenes that are like intense, like explosions and cool shit. It's like it's part of it is the art. Like, I mean, they've made like even like Hunter x Hunter, they reanimated it and like did they did one back in like 99 or something. I don't know what it was, but then they remade it in 2011, and it was just like a totally different animation. But it's like it changes the whole feel. It's like even the animation itself is part of the show. You know what I mean? As soon as you remove that and make it a live thing, it's like
it's not the same. Yeah, it's
part, bro. It's like
I think that's interesting to think about though, because you can take a lot of like books or like animated series and you can make them into a live action movie, but with animes it doesn't really work because they're so unique. You know, they're just supposed to be that way almost. You know,
it is. Yeah, part of like just even the motion of like the characters and stuff like that and the backdrops, it's like there's a texture and a feel to it that is like, yeah, if you try to recreate it with live action, it's like you just kind of got rid of what was the cool part.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It's so interesting though, because when back in those days too, anime wasn't as mainstream as it is now. It's gotten to be a lot more popular and more accepted, where when I was in high school, if you watched anime, you were more likely to be bullied about it rather than people talk to you about it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see that people have you know, there's so many more animes now that are accessible to people. Like you just mentioned a handful of them, and it's like I believe that there is an anime for everybody. Personally, I had a friend in high school that listened to Megadeth, and he was like this metal dude, and he was like not an anime guy at all. And I remember I was like, you got to check out this one, and it was this anime called Elfen Lied, and it was really crazy. It was just wild. It was like this girl that had these tentacles and they were invisible and she just chopped people up, and it was just absolutely wild. And I showed him like an episode or two of that anime, and he was like, holy shit, this is insane. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, but he hated every anime before that.
And like you were saying, there is really an anime for everyone, because I'm into a lot of the fighting anime, like the My Hero, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto stuff. But like, but I also like if you're not into that, it's like I don't know if you ever seen like Nana or something like that. But it's like an anime about these two girls that move to a city. One of them's like in this like punk band or whatever, and the other one's like, I don't know, but it's like just a kind of day in the life show. Like it's not like action or anything like that. Shout out Original God, he put me on to Nana, but but yeah, it's like that's another one that's like totally different vibe, and like, you know, you can fuck with that kind of anime even if you don't like the fighting stuff. It's like it's all good. Anime is great, bro. It's like one of my favorite like forms of art, to be honest.
So cool, yeah, it is so cool, and it's really inspired a lot of people in America in the last 20 years, like into doing different things and just opening people's minds into different ways.
Yeah,
it's been a huge impact on our culture. It
has. Plus throwing on anime with the sound off in the studio while you're making shit is like the biggest vibe ever, bro. That's the bro. And like one of your favorite episodes, your favorite anime, just mute it and then start making a beat. Vibe City.
Empathy said Gundam is where my PFP in Twitter and here is from. I'm a huge Gundam fan. I remember coming home from school and watching that. Specifically, Dragon Ball Z was my show. To me, there's no better series than the Android Saga and the Cell Saga. I think that those two sagas are absolutely incredible, like story-wise and everything, and everything that has to go with it. The history of Trunks that goes with it, and just everything is just so good.
The Cell is such a fire like character, such a good villain.
And I tried to learn how to draw anime, like when I was in middle school and stuff. Like I would go to the library and I'd look up books, like, you know, they weren't as plentiful as they are now, but like how to draw anime eyes and stuff like that. Or I'd go online and look up how to draw anime eyes and stuff. And like over the years, that's been a huge influence on my art, just because like that's how I started to try to draw things, was in anime form. And then I started drawing just different ways. But
that's dope.
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. That's so cool. Yam, I just realized you're wearing the Backwoods Boy hat. I'm jealous as fuck. Well, guess what, bro? I won this from JV server. Yep, I won it, bro. It was free. Shout out JV. He's an awesome dude, by the way. Yam, you watch Tenchi Muyo? That's actually rare. That's crazy. Haley said, I love Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go on Toonami. That theme song slaps. Also, the theme song for Ghost in the Shell. Dude, Ghost in the Shell was incredible, too. Empathy said, anime cinema, like movies, is the same way. Totally different style from the TV shows. Like your name is a totally different style of storytelling design. Yummy, I got bullied like crazy for watching anime. But hey, at least you watched Elfen Lied. That's crazy. That's rare, too, I feel like. Are you guys ready to watch some Anxiety Attacks music videos? Speaking of influences, what influences AA, music, artists, anime, etc.? What kind of influences come to your mind, AA, when it comes to just like in general life or art?
I don't know. Music influences, I don't know. Growing up, like some of my favorite bands that I used to want to be like were like, I don't know. I used to like Say Anything a lot. I mean, they still probably are one of my favorite bands ever. But I don't know. I always listen to a lot of like Chiodos and like.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know.
Did you listen to
like,
Oh, me too.
like that kind of,
yeah.
Very into underground. I was really into like the hardcore scene growing up too. But I just like, I don't know. I kind of just draw it from everywhere at this point. Yeah, I don't know.
Anime, music. The Used self-titled album was one of those albums that changed my life.
Bro, The Used is one of my favorite bands like of all time. Yeah, that's definitely one of them.
Dude, the first album that they dropped, bro, it was absolutely incredible. Chiodos as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chip,
The Used is definitely forgot to mention, but that's pretty big influence on a lot of my stuff. Yeah.
Do you want to introduce Chip to the chat?
Yeah, this is my sister's dog, Chip. I'm watching him until later this evening. I'm gonna come pick him up, but he needed some camera time. He's the star of the show, so
He's so cute, dude. Look at him just chilling.
bro, he's a viber.
So I'm gonna pull up your YouTube channel. I think I just have a playlist of your music videos. I saw one of the first videos on Astari's channel.
Yeah, me and Fatsy got a couple on there together.
I actually had him lined up for a Spooky Sunday episode, and I just genuinely hope he's okay because I haven't heard from him in a long time, and I haven't seen him on or being active or anything. So I just hope that he's okay.
He's times, but dude is a legend.
Absolutely, he's a person that has changed people's lives, and
yeah, no, literally, like actually.
Yeah, like Six Dogs is one that comes to my mind. You know, there's an old legend about Astari and Six Dogs, and how I think he just found him on SoundCloud or something, and he was like, "Hey, do you have a music video for this?" And he's like, "No," and he's like, "Can you go film one right now?" And like Six Dogs and his cousin just went and filmed that video with I think it was One Piece in the background on the projector.
Legend.
And yeah, and it ended up just being absolutely insane. But yeah, this Astari is a life changer. Absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out Astari one time.
I'm gonna pull down my camera a little bit so that I'm not taking up as much room on the music video, guys. But I'm going to also make it so you can see what we're watching. I just have to stop streaming this and then share a different screen so you can follow along. Alex, Anxiety Attacks. And then if you want to just talk about it or anything that you want to add while we're watching them. So this is you and Fatsy. This is an Astari upload.
And Lil Narnia on this one.
Yeah, Lil Narnia. That's right. There he is right there.
That's the boy.
Chat, have you guys seen this video before? I'm actually curious.
Have not.
It was funny because like before we even had this song made, we were walking around this spot in LA and we saw those slingshot cars, the ones in the video. And Charlie and I were talking about it, like we gotta rent these for a music video at some point. Like they'd be so fired for a music video to just rent these and blah blah blah. But then like fast forward a few months, we were like, bro, this is like the perfect song for that. We should just do it on this one. So.
It's got more energy to it, the song. Haley said this is her first time seeing the video. Let's go. Make sure you pull up. Hey, by the way, you guys, search up Anxiety Attacks music on his channel. I'm gonna link it in the description of this video after we end the stream. But go and hit that subscribe button and follow the legend. All right, guys. What's up, Joel? Welcome to the chat, bro. Joel was wondering how fast did you go in the slingshot?
Oh, dude, like honestly, not that fast because they're like way kind of shittier than you would expect them to be when you drive them. Like, it looks like it would drive like a four-wheeler or something, but it's pretty clunky low key. So I mean, we went on the highway with them, which was low key kind of stressful. But I don't know, we probably went like 50 or 60 in them. But
this Lil Cappy, Same Old Jeans featuring Anxiety Attacks.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right, Lil Cappy?
Yeah, that's one of my good homies. I've mixed I've recorded and mixed like all his music he's dropped in
this
like the last
too?
like few years. Yeah, I recorded and I mixed and mastered this one. Yeah.
Oh wow. And you guys got the same beanie.
A lot of his stuff, but
is he an LA guy too?
Yeah, he's from Anaheim. Yeah, we got a few songs together, Cappy and I. I've produced on like the most of his projects and stuff that he's done, but yeah, he's a good homie.
This video is clean. I like it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite videos. I just love the energy. I feel like the video captures the energy of the song really well compared to. I mean, it's like one of my, at least as far as the ones I've done. You know.
When you do you have any input when you're like, if you shoot a video, do you like look at the editing process or like put any sort of creative input in it or anything like that, or directing as far as video goes? Or?
Not so much. I'm like, if I'm being like 100% honest, I'm not like real tapped in with like visuals personally. Like, I'm like, I know what I like and what looks good, and I can like, you know, give feedback on stuff. But when it's like during the creation process, I'm like really open to ideas because it's one of those like, I know my strengths and I know like other people's strengths. So it's like for this, there was Mason Lukovitz. I think that's how you say it. He's another good homie, but he's like real talented with the video editing and the videography. But we kind of like gave him like a general idea of what we wanted, and then he like came up with a lot of the shots and did most of the treatment for it, and pretty much all the editing. But yeah, I don't know. I like being somewhat involved, but to be honest, like, kind of like when I'm a producer and I'm working with an artist, I like when they let me do my thing. So I'm like, you wanted to work with me because you like what I do. So I'm like, if they're too controlling and telling me how to do certain stuff, it's like I almost feel like it's not like my best work. But I'm like, that's how I try to be with the videographers. I'm like, I work with you because I like your videos. So like, do your video. I'll give you my input as we go, type shit, you know. But
yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. Do you have an interest in shooting videos or editing videos like that, or is that just?
Yeah. Would like to get good at but and I've done like, you know, some real basic stuff, like real basic editing and stuff, but I'm like, I just haven't spent a lot of time on it. So but yeah, I would love to get good at it, but again, it's like one of those where for now, as I'm making videos, I have certain things I know I want them to look a certain way, so I get someone I know can like execute that vision, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I just feel like you're so good at everything you do. You know, you play guitar, you mix, you master, you sing. It's like I feel like you could, not that you have to, but if you wanted to, you certainly could, I'm sure.
I really do want to. Yeah, I mean, I've got like historically, I always made my own artwork until I found the one artist that draws a lot of the kind of like cartoon with the shadow wing figure thing on my artwork. But I like being hands-on with most of the stuff I do. Yeah, this video right here, 93. Edited, we shot it on VHS camera, and then the same thing with the videos I have with Fatsy. We shot those on Fatsy's VHS camera, and then he edited the videos. So yeah.
Is that NM Paint Art? No, I couldn't tell actually.
Yeah, that's from 93's stuff. Yeah,
it is him then. That's cool. What's up, Ward Whistle? Thanks for joining the chat. He says song is a slapper for real. Yemi said this video is so good. Self-confidence is iconic. Yemi was wondering whose idea was it to record the projection of it?
I think that was 93's, because we had like, and it's just like a big bed sheet and there was a projector. We're like, what if we just like recorded or played it on the projector and then recorded that? And I don't know why it just has such a cool vibe.
Yeah. It's like it's a home movie, but it's not. It's like a little bit meta in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's outside of a video.
So for this song, I had made this instrumental like all the way pretty much on my own, and I pulled up to the 93 studio one day and like was playing it. We were just like, oh, let's like make something new. So I played a few beats I had, and this was one I played. And like literally the second I played the beat, he's like, bro, I have an idea for like a chorus with like these like dropouts in the beat and everything. Like he like had the whole thing put together. I was like, all right, let's do it. So he laid it down, and we literally recorded the whole song in like an hour. It was like it was like one of the fastest songs I've ever made. But like we just like, I don't know, it was one of those days where shit was just flowing for both of us. But
those are the best days though. I mean, when you're creating art so easily like that and it's just so effortless and it just like pours out of you, it's like meant to be almost.
There's certain songs where it's like, I remember the day we made it because I felt so good when you finished. Like as soon as we finished that song, we were like, bro, like we went crazy. That took like an hour and a half or whatever, and it's already there. But
Yemi said it has an amazing vibe, and he's pretty impressed that it only took an hour. He says an hour? That is so impressive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the mixing, we probably spent more time on it, but with like the actual writing the song, we really just bounced back and forth on the mic until we got to the end where we were just like screaming shit. And we were just like, all right.
This looks like the video from your profile picture with the white glasses.
Yeah, it is. This is, I just screen capped this for my profile picture. I like how shitty and grainy the picture looked when you screen capped this.
Cloudy said crazy song. Empathy, this song is like the quintessential vibe of the whole group. So good.
This one is another fun one to make.
Do you guys typically, when you're making music, are you working in like your home studio, or do you ever go to like a larger, or do you ever need to go to a larger studio or anything, or do you mostly?
I work with people in studios a lot, like, but it's usually when I'm like helping like engineer or produce on stuff. But like I don't know, with the homies like with 93 Fatsy, me, and like Chris XLHC, we are usually just cooking up like at the crib because we just have like a setup, and it's like honestly better vibes. It's just like more laid back, just cook up vibes at the house than it is going to like a studio. But yeah,
this is an Astari upload as well, guys. Anxiety attacks in Fatsy headspace. So like some of these you can tell, or they'll add some of your videos will have like a directed by or like some sort of credit for like the video producer, and some of them don't.
Yeah, let me does this one have it on YouTube?
Oh, I just mean like in the video itself. So,
oh yeah.
Do you remember who shot this one?
Yeah, Fatsy did all the editing and stuff for this, and then we just kind of like shot each other and had help with it. But we did but yeah, so all the videos, the three videos I have with Fatsy, he like edited and did like most of the shit for that.
That's what I was wondering. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, this was I think the first song Fatsy and I, well, I guess we did that collab song with me, 93, and Fatsy all together off of Quantum Mountain called A Frequency, Pulling My Head Towards the Woods. But this is the first song Fatsy and I did together, I think, just the two of us.
Well, make sure you guys can hear it. Do you guys want me to turn it up a tad here? Hi, Fatsy. It me. You handsome. I love your haircut in this video. Vibe says this duo. Absolutely, bro. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit for you guys. You guys do make a really good duo, though. All of your collabs are really awesome.
They're like my favorite people to make music with. It's like everything just comes out so natural, and it just like locks in. 93 and Fatsy, just I mean, they're the ones I'm usually making stuff with, and Lil Cappy too. He's one of my homies that. There's only a few artists I've made like consistent music with, but there's a reason for that. It's because every time we do, I love how it feels when it's done. You know, it just feels like it was meant to be.
Yeah, 200 on the dash just hit what, 1 million on Spotify?
Yeah, a few months ago. That was my second song ever. So that's shout out.
Yeah, this is, I think the next song is the one that was shot by Jack Rodier.
No, yeah, that's the homie as well.
And this is the one that I kind of clipped for the intro. I just really liked the vibe of it, the bike, and I don't know, it just really has a cool vibe to it.
Yeah, that bike is my homie Mac from One Mind. He's a producer. Shout out Mac for letting me borrow his stick bike.
Yeah, shout out Jack. He's did an awesome job on this video.
Yeah, he's real nice with it. I love the energy he brings on his edits and stuff, like all the cuts and all the different effects he throws on the shots. It's just like, it just keeps the energy up to match the song. I loved it.
Yeah, there's like this really nice blend of chill shots, you know, like the trees and the bike, and then there's like the energy and the chillness of being in the house or in the car, but also like going hard. Just, it's really dope. Arcadio, Peter, Brutal, Empathy, Cloudy, Yammy, Warp Whistle, Joel, Haley. Appreciate everybody for pulling up and showing some love to Anxiety Attacks. Appreciate you guys very much. Hope you guys are enjoying the the stream. If you are, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're enjoying the music, please go and follow Anxiety Attacks if you haven't already. If this is your first day discovering, follow on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to music. There's a lot of music to discover. We're not going to be able to get through it all today. What's up, Remy? Empathy said, loving this. Thank you so much for doing this for Spooky Sunday. Peter says, big kissies.
Big kissies in the chat.
That's a really good video. And there's like a spider web in that bike. I really like that.
The bike is so fire. It's like the coolest part of the video, man.
It's really dope, bro. Oh, this is a Daniel K. Jordan?
Yeah, this is an early one. This is like the song that kind of really started pop me off, to be honest. This was uploaded to Elevator back when Elevator was like kind of actually going off. And so yeah, once it got posted there, it really helped kind of springboard the front end of my my music career.
I love that the lyrics are on it. I think that can be so impactful sometimes.
But that was one thing I specifically asked him to do. I was like, if you could do like a sing-along thing with like a thing bouncing on the lyrics, like just because again, it was one of those where I really liked what I'm singing about in the song, so I was like, kind of wanted to highlight it. So I was like, all right. But and yeah, he just had this idea. He's like, all right, we'll do some shots. We did the whole thing on a green screen, and then he was like, I'll just like draw in like everything. Like I'll just draw in like the whole video, and then whatever. So he really went crazy with it, but.
Haley said, I suck with auditory processing, so I love seeing the lyrics. I do too. Honestly, I really think that having the lyrics on some videos is really underrated thing. I don't know what it is, but it's like when you read something, it has like even more of an impact.
Yeah, it's like seeing. I swear. Hey, I'm team subtitles on movies.
Me too. I can't. I do it. As Fatsy, I know he's got some of the ringing in his ears as well. I know. For, for sure, but yeah. I do too. And
the other day, man, that shit is brutal.
Yeah, and you know the hearing damage or whatever. I can't watch anything without subtitles. This is a really creative video, though.
Yeah, no, he Daniel really went nuts with the animations on this one for real.
And then he ended up doing Overcast, right?
Yeah, right. This was before that. This was.
That's cool to see that this was before Overcast.
Daniel K at the time, and then yeah, we did a couple videos together back then, and then he did Overcast, and then he started his artist project too.
Yeah, Tinnitus Gang. Every time something drops on Spotify, I gotta pray there's a Genius page transcribed. How does the lyrics work for that? I've always wondered, because sometimes I'll like see the lyrics on a certain song and I'm pretty certain like the lyrics are not right or they're not accurate.
You get like, Genius, I know anyone can upload lyrics to like a song. Like I try to upload the lyrics to my own songs on Genius whenever I can like remember to, just because I like for that same reason. I just like having it out there, like having it available. But I know you can like annotate it and like add like meanings to the lyrics and stuff. I never do that, but I don't know. I don't know who does that. It's just like people who spend time doing that. Shout out to people.
Shout out to people.
Yeah, man. Shout out whoever's doing that out there.
The day is going good, Remy. I hope you're having a great day as well. I appreciate you for hanging out with us and showing some love. The only project I ever annotated was Plague Doctor.
The XLHC one?
Daniel really had his own style with videos too, you know?
Yeah, that was another one. We set up a green screen in the living room for like these shots and just did like a green screen thing from the crib. But yeah, he's another one that I really, really like the energy that his cuts and the edits bring to the video. Like I think he does like a really good job of like matching the energy of the video with like the song. But
I mean, it just goes to show like the growth of Overcast when he was doing it was insane, and I think that just speaks volumes to how creative of an artist he is.
Yeah, no, dude's definitely got the vision for sure.
Certainly. Peter says this slaps. What the fuck?
Also, those Puma high tops I'm wearing in here were my dad's from like the 80s or the 90s.
No way.
So they're like falling apart now, but I got a good video out of them. So
Now they're memorialized in the history of
They
anxiety
are.
attacks.
they're immortal.
That's really cool that you have these with him before Overcast, though. That's really unique,
Yeah.
I think.
No, they I think 93 had introduced me to him over at their crib one time, and then was like, oh, we should do a video together. And it ended up just happened to lock in early on, but
I hope to see him creating more again. He's such a visionary.
he really is. No, I really like big fan of all of his work.
He has he goes under the name pseudonym also as well, like Danny Orange, right? Or
For music.
yeah, for music, right?
Mm-hmm.
The song is called "Say It All." How's everybody in the chat feeling today? You guys enjoying the stream? Are you guys enjoying the music and the videos? I hope that there's some people here that are not familiar with anxiety attacks that are becoming familiar with you today. I think that would be an honor to be able to put your music onto some more people.
I hope so too, honestly. I appreciate you putting me on here. It sounds like one person already said they had not heard of me, so
Yeah,
that
I
was
love
cool.
that. I usually ask, and it's been a while. I'm a little out of it, but you know, I'm a
Nah,
little out
they-
of practice. But I typically ask, have you guys heard anxiety attacks music, or are you guys familiar? And some people say yes, some say no, and it's always interesting because I try to feature some artists that I think a lot of people would like, and you are certainly, in my opinion, an artist that I think my community, if they haven't heard of you by now, then they should.
Yeah, appreciate it. No, I love doing stuff like this because you always find some new people, but then it's like, yeah, like we were saying earlier, you just get to connect a little deeper with the people you're already fucking with. So it's like,
Absolutely. Pixelated with some pumpkins in the chat. What's going on, bro? This kid's kind of like earlier 2000 inspired, almost pop punk kind of vibes to me. I love that.
yeah.
So I do want to pull up your website too quick. Just so that people can see.
Yeah.
Anxiety
All kinds of
attacks music, I believe. Anxiety attacks
Yeah.
music. Music.com. Because there's some cool stuff here. Anxiety attacks drum kits. Anxiety attacks CDs. And then you also have merch here, I believe I was looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Or if you go up to the top right tab, there's a merch tab. Yeah.
So obviously, chat, one of the best ways to support an artist is to cop their amazing merch. Look at this design. This is one that I'm probably going to have to get right here.
Yeah, I can. There are limited ones left, but I'll hold one for you if you want one.
I'll get it right away. Don't worry if they're still there. This back piece right here is so sick, dude.
Yeah, I may reprint these again because I also like these a lot. But yeah, No, the artist that I work with for a lot of my album artwork, I have her do a lot of the stuff for my merch too. She's crazy talented. That's one of those where, again, I give her very, very detailed description of like the vibe of what I want, and I'll describe the feeling I want and the kind of framing I'm imagining. But then I just like do your thing, and then she'll send me like 2-3 versions, and we kind of work on edit and get it to the right version that we like. But that's another one where I love locking in with an artist that can like execute the vision that I have, but that I can't do, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, man. But if you guys want to, please do follow Anxiety Attacks on your favorite streaming platform, whether it's Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen to your music. Check out the website if you're interested in supporting by copying merch, anxietyattacksmusic.com. And then you said you have a Discord as well. How would people access that Discord?
There should on my website. I think there's a link to my Discord on there. Otherwise, I can like drop a link for it. But there should be on the homepage of my website. There should be a Discord link.
Oh, like on the bottom. Okay, right here on the bottom. No, maybe not.
Like right in the. I don't know if you're on. Let me see. Scroll up.
Yep.
Like all the way up.
Yep. I'm at the top.
Then
Oh, right here. Right here in
In the
front of me.
center, right above the stream music button. Right there. Yeah, there it is.
Chip.
All right, so now you guys know you need to stay connected with Anxiety Attacks. I feel like you have no intentions to slow down or stop making music or art in any way, and I definitely feel like there's going to be amazing things in your future. Like your music is super, in my opinion, underrated. I think that it would appeal to a lot of people. Like you have a lot of cool creative vibes. The music that you make with 93 and Fatsy is just like something that I don't think you can find or listen to really anywhere else. You guys all kind of bring your own unique elements to music, and I expect to see a really awesome things coming from you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, we got a lot of stuff coming together and separately, but yeah, a lot of actually I have like a little project I'm working on now that has production from 93 and then some stuff that I've a song with XLHD and stuff too. So yeah, a lot more collabs coming, a lot of other stuff too. But yeah, ain't stopping anytime soon.
Too, bro.
You what?
I think on that one song.
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah, get a Fatsy feature on it too. Then we're lit.
Also, I want to say that if you ever have, if you're ever dropping any project or anything like that, I would love to host like an album listening kind of party or something like that. I've done that for some artists in the past. Lil West most recently. He just dropped a new project for the first time in a couple years, and it was a really fun time. Those are one of my favorite things to do, is just to host an album listening and just go on stream and listen to the new project with the artist and get a bunch of people to at least be there and be aware of it, that something new is dropping, so that we can kind of talk over it a little bit, and just hang out, but then they can go and listen to it later.
Yeah, no, that actually would be pretty tight. Yeah, I'd be down. I'll hit you up whenever I do get something locked in,
But otherwise, chat, I think that's a good spot. I think that we went over some pretty cool stuff, talking about the way you came up and how you connected with some other artists in LA, how you met certain videographers and stuff like that. I love following an artist's journey. I'm going to continue to follow you and to see where things take you, man. And I'm just really excited for your future. I know that great things are coming, and I want to thank you again for spending the evening with us on Spooky Sunday, episode number 20, bro. Absolutely legendary, iconic episode. Fatsy was in the chat. Fatsy's in the video. And Chip. Can't forget about Chip. But yeah, man, I just want to thank you again for giving us some of your time, and I hope that
this was sick.
Hope that we can reconnect again soon and perhaps have an album listening party or something like that. I think that would be awesome, and we could listen to some more of your music.
Definitely. Let's get it.
But we're going to go ahead and end it. And I appreciate you guys again, everybody that showed up. Pixelated, Young Peter, Empathy, Haley, Remy, everybody, Fatsy, Graybank, Brutal, Moon, Haley, Splash, just to name a few. Vero, Moon, Jose. Love you guys. Jazzy, Vibes. Love you guys so much. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys for the next one for episode 21. But Anxiety Attacks, guys.
Love you guys. Good talking to everyone.
All right.